The rules of golf are simple and haven't changed all that much in the last few hundred years. You whack a tiny ball across a large field and hope of getting it into a ridiculously small hole. These are basic rules that anybody can follow. Well, that is anybody except for Triband, the Denmark-based developer behind the new game What the Golf. This is a wickedly clever and unpredictable take on the centuries-old sport that combines the fun of avoiding water hazards with the speed and humor of WarioWare. It's not only one of the funniest golf games you'll ever play, but it's also one of the best games of the year. You heard me. What the Golf is madness. Utter madness. It's a game where you test out dozens of experimental holes, most of which have very little in common with the real sport. This is not the kind of game where you hit the ball into a tiny hole. In fact, you're only occasionally hitting a golf ball at anything, and landing in the hole is seldom the goal. You're much more likely to be hitting a soccer ball around the green, or driving a car, or moving furniture, or sticking to the wall because you're a slime ball. Not you, I mean in the game. Like I said, it's madness. Thankfully, there's an order to all this insanity. What the Golf is split up into a bunch of test areas where there are different stages that all have a specific theme. There's a track and field area where you'll carry the Olympic torch, shoot arrows at the targets, and take a trip on a dirt bike. The outer space area will have you hitting around planets and getting used to the gravitational pull. Another part of the lab will test your rhythm with stages based on Simon Says and Guitar Hero. Oh yeah, speaking of which, you'll find that the facility is littered with holes inspired by popular games. We get a number of stages that mimic Super Mario Bros., Donkey Kong, Portal, Arkanoid, Angry Birds, Katamari Damacy, and more. Some of my favorite levels are golf-related parodies of 2016's breakout hit Super Hot, complete with guns that you can wield. What's impressive is how What the Golf is able to not only look the part, but also how it uses those games' defining feature to change the core gameplay. And that's true even if it's not a goof on a popular game. What I love about What the Golf is its unpredictability. You never really know what you're going to see next, or even what you're going to do. If you think that this is a game about getting to the green, then you better think again, because sometimes it's just about getting hot dogs out of a vending machine, racing around a golf-themed track, bowling with a cowboy hat, and even shooting colored bottles with a gun. There are times when it's 2D, 3D, and even bits that are presented in the first-person perspective. You can go ahead and try to anticipate what's coming up next, but it's a losing fight. The developers are constantly one step ahead and twisting and turning in ways you'll never see coming. Now, it also helps that there's a lot of content. You'll quickly discover that each hole has 3 different challenges to take on, which ultimately leads to you earning one of those little crowns. Sometimes the challenges will just be more difficult versions of the original hole. Most of the time, it's the developers playing with the formula or just trying to mess with you. I loved their constant trolling and found the whole experience hilarious. And what's even more impressive is how it never becomes stale. I was sucked into the game so much that 6 hours of my life snapped by in no time. And it's not that I couldn't put the controller down, but rather that I never wanted it to end. Look, this is one of those times when simply gushing over What the Golf doesn't seem like enough. All I want to do is show you one great moment after another, but I don't want to spoil the variety and unpredictability that makes the game so much fun. From the graphics to the humor to the music, I love every part of this game. I mean, I want to be fair and list out all the problems and imperfections, but I can't. About the only thing wrong with What the Golf is that it's not available on every platform that sells games. And that's a shame. I think it's safe to say that What the Golf is great. This is an expertly crafted collection of weird and hilarious minigames that are all vaguely connected to golf. The result is an endlessly creative mix of parodies and physics-based puzzles that'll put your skills to the test. What's genuinely impressive is the amount of variety on display here, especially when it comes to the constantly changing gameplay mechanics. Triband has created something really special here, and I don't believe there is a person alive that's going to be able to resist the charm of What the Golf. Hey, thanks for watching our review. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new reviews and features almost every day. Now here's the question I have for you. What is your favorite sports game? That's right, we're going super broad with this question. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with and how many different responses there are going to be. In other news, I'm still working through a pile of reviews, including Out Buddies, Lumina, Third Eye, and more. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.